a talker, and actors are dressed to impress, obviously.
And here to weigh in on the red carpet style, the viral moments of the night is entertainment and lifestyle contributor Josh McBride. Josh, thanks for being here.
Always. Yeah, big night for fashion, big night for awards. I think the big takeaway, I read Elle.com said it the best. Quiet luxury was the fashion.
Is that what it
night.
was?
And you could kind of tell. I feel like we used to see these grandiose outfits, these kind of maybe even obnoxious, but they were still very trendy outfits. We saw trends like sequins and a standard black, kind of safe.
Yeah, a lot of black.
Right, a little bit of Barbie pink, but not a crazy amount.
Right.
It was a lot more subtle than in years past.
Very
I said last
subtle.
night also that I thought other award shows this season had better fashion
Yeah.
than this one.
Maybe they ran out of stuff by the end.
They ran out of stuff.
Ran out of stuff.
Well, what about the women? Who would you think is the best dressed?
I think for me it was Zendaya. She was in Armani Privé.
Stunning.
Look at this. I mean, for me she can do no wrong. You also have Greta Lee there, who was in Low. Emma Stone in custom Louis Vuitton when
loved
she
it.
taking home the Oscar, saying that her dress broke in the
Yes.
back. You saw that part. Emily Blunt. Shia Pirelli in there, a couple others. Lupita Nyong'o also can do no wrong
No,
for
she
me.
looks stunning.
She's in Armani. Then Issa Rae, obviously.
So those
in
are your
there.
top picks.
But
These are my absolute top. What do you think about Emma Stone's here? We talked about
I
this a
love
little
that.
bit.
Her what?
No, this picture of Emma Stone.
I loved her dress.
Yeah.
I like classic. But
Yeah.
but there's just
See?
a little bit of flair. The one thing about Emily Blunt, though, a lot of folks were saying the weird thing about the straps, kind of like floating. Like, was it not fitting her correctly? Was it not sitting right? And then people were saying it looked like she was wearing little tighty whities.
Yeah.
The way that the sequins laid.
Right.
Now, Dan, did you like Emma Stone's? Because this was kind of a talk of many different people last night on social media.
I mean, I'm no fashionista, but I feel like we've seen it before, and it didn't really
liked
do
it.
anything for me.
It felt, again, this kind of classic old
Yes.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I like.
I loved Greta Lee.
Yes.
And I liked, I thought that for the women, I thought Cynthia Erivo, looked fantastic. I know they were going for Wicked with Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande did not look great.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We definitely have that.
Okay, gotcha. All
What
right.
about the guys?
For the guys, Coleman Domingo, I think
Every time.
Yes.
I love
Every
this
time.
is the double-breasted blazer thing, and I feel like you can't go wrong with this as the guys
So
are
good.
doing
Look at
it
him.
right now.
Huh?
I thought Dwayne Wade did a great
He
job
looked
here,
amazing.
taking a risk here. I thought that was awesome. Now, when you get a chance, check out Donald Glover. He tried to do something, we don't have it here, but he tried to do something with a red jacket, red pants, an open shirt, and then like a mesh sort of T-shirt under. We don't have it here, but I was just looking at pictures and I was like, what are you doing?
Here's what I noticed. Can we throw that picture back up, Dave? The Coleman Domingo did what many of the guys were doing, which was a flared kind of pant.
Bell bottom.
What's up with the baggy
A
pant?
lot of people are doing bell bottoms again. I was at
Robert
an event
Downey
last
Jr.'s
night.
kind of looked like they were a little flowy, too.
We were having this conversation last night about men's pants being
What's that?
bell bottom now and that kind of trend coming back. I wanted to see that trend go, but
I'm
it's
good with
definitely
it, yeah.
back, especially for the men.
I thought Jimmy Kimmel looked great, too.
He did, and he did a great job last night. I think he pushed the line for me. He pushed the line just enough,
Yeah.
but not too much.
Right.
Okay, the ones we did not. I did not like Ariana Grande's dress.
I'm
am
with you. I
sorry.
know Dan just said
Oh.
you liked it. I wasn't a fan
No,
of
I
Ariana
like Cynthia
Grande's.
Erivo. I didn't like Ariana Grande.
Well,
That was out
they're
of
doing this
control.
whole, they're doing this whole Wicked thing. We know that Wicked comes out, I believe, November 24th of this year. They're promoting it hard. This to me is probably is a nice dress for someone who's a little bit taller or bigger in general. I think she got lost in the dress.
Yeah.
I think she kind of like couldn't finagle her arms in the dress also. And I'm a big Ariana Grande fan, but to me she just looked like a chewed up piece of
It
bazooka
looked like she was
bubblegum.
paying homage to like Oppenheimer.
Or bubblegum.
You know?
There's something else that I thought she
Bubblegum.
looked like. But it's inappropriate for television.
Oh,
I'm just
right.
saying.
Well then.
Anyway, what about America Ferrera? Because you liked her dress.
I liked it.
did not.
I wasn't a fan of this. She's in Atelier Versace last night. Look, I appreciate that she brought Barbie pink to the carpet. Great. We love that. It's been a trend all season. I thought it was basic. And let me just be clear on this. I thought her dress was a little bit basic, but I thought her body looked incredible.
looked amazing.
She looked incredible. She looked snatched. She really did a great job here.
She did look
and sequins
snatched.
again.
Yeah. I love that we were all I was wearing pajamas watching this, being like, oh,
This
can't
was
wait
the
to talk.
first year I was out in the streets.
Good
I
for
was at
you.
Allure on the Upper West Side. It was a beautiful
I know
night.
we have a video of you eating popcorn.
That was on the earlier news of the news last night. Yes, this was the first year I felt a little bit better about myself,
for you.
not in holy sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there were some people putting on a show for real, like a show.
a trending moment. Vanessa Hudgens being one of the first to the carpet last night. I believe she was reporting pregnant, and she look at how gorgeous she looks. I mean, another one that can do no wrong for me. So personable, so lovely, and obviously a beautiful pregnant woman.
That was the shot. That was the picture. So there was another one where she had like a see-through on.
Now obviously there's many parties that the talent goes to. There's Vanity Fair after. They change, of course. But this was a big moment of the night. And she was also one of the first on the carpet. So that was kind of the first shock of the night.
Right. Performances of the night. I mean, I know he didn't win the Oscar for Best Song, but Ryan Gosling's performance was like, it's going down as one of the best in history.
It was nice to have that moment because at one point during these award shows, and especially the Oscars, which a little more, you're like, okay, I'm losing it a little bit. And this was kind of like a jolt. And then you had Slash from Guns N' Roses perform with him. This was a moment. I feel like.
Let's listen.
I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'd be told. Is it my destiny to live down a life of love fragility? I'm just kidding. Where I see love, she sees a friend.
That was awesome.
Respectfully, though, I'd be okay if Ryan Gosling didn't do any more music.
Yeah.
I think we should stick to acting.
Was everybody up and on their feet because he is an actor trying to sing, and it's
well, that's where Emma Stone said she broke her dress.
Right.
Also, Ryan Gosling. No one asked about Eva Mendes last night. She was not there. Ryan Gosling. Everyone was like, "Who's he on the carpet with?" He's spotted with this woman holding hands. That was his sister Mandy.
Okay.
Yes, I know. I thought it was his mother also. No, Bradley Cooper had his mother.
Yeah, he had
That's
mama.
what it was.
Yes.
Right.
But John Cena. Hello.
Yes, and we were just looking at this prosthetic moment. Do we have something of it?
No.
We do, but we don't. Okay, so that's as much as we probably can show. And if you actually look, there's this prosthetic actual thing. Don't worry, he wasn't fully naked behind there because God forbid if that thing did fall. There was a prosthetic kind of wraparound adult diaper, you called it, Dan?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah, with see-through straps.
With see-through straps.
They kept it on.
Again, we needed these moments last night to really make a little fun, make a little laughter. Again, when you're doing awards and awards, we get a little sleepy. We celebrate actors, we love actors, but it sometimes can get a little snooze-festy.
That was great, though.
Yeah.
And several stars were sporting a specific accessory.
Yeah, a pin last night that you saw stars like Billie Eilish or Mark Ronson, Ava DuVernay for a ceasefire in Gaza. So this was the trend we saw last night. This was this red pin that you can see that they're both wearing. They did talk about it briefly in interviews, and it was a support had by a lot of different talent on that carpet last night.
Yeah. Overall, though, you loved it.
I liked it.
I
liked it. I think the Oscars is, we know that it's the top of everything for this sort of thing. Golden Globes are my favorite. I think it's more community. I think it's more funny. A lot of drinking. There's food. It's more community centric.
Yeah.
The Oscars will forever be that sort of, and we're on the 96th one, so I can't imagine what they're going to do for the 100th one. Only a few years away.
We'll find out. We'll be here 4 years from now talking about it.
Great. I'll be right here. Probably the same couch.
Probably not.
Gosh, it'll be gray by then. All right, Josh, thanks so much for coming in. Love you.
We'll be right back.